The janitor's voice cracked through the quiet lobby like a fire alarm. "Don't drink that coffee!" For a split second, no one moved. The tall man in the charcoal suit, Adrian Whitmore, CEO of Whitmore Technologies, froze with the paper cup halfway to his lips. The morning sun streamed through the glass walls of the Manhattan headquarters, turning the coffee's steam into a thin ghost rising between them. Employees standing nearby stared. A janitor had just yelled at the CEO. The man who had shouted was already running across the marble floor, his worn sneakers squeaking as he rushed forward. His janitor's cart rattled behind him, a bucket of water sloshing against its sides. His name was Marcus Hill. Most people in the building barely noticed him. Marcus was 36, a single dad with permanent dark circles under his eyes and calloused hands from years of working night shifts. Every morning he dropped his 7-year-old daughter at school before heading to the office tower where he cleaned. Floors most people never even looked down at. But that morning, Marcus noticed something no one else did, and it made his heart stop. Adrian Whitmore slowly lowered the coffee. "What did you say?" the CEO asked calmly. Marcus reached him, breathing hard. "Sir, please." "Don't drink that." A nervous murmur spread across the lobby. Two executives exchanged looks. A security guard stepped closer. Adrian raised an eyebrow. "And why not?" Marcus hesitated. For a moment, he looked like a man who wished he could disappear. Then he pointed toward the coffee station near the reception desk. "I think someone put something in it." The entire lobby went silent. Adrian glanced at the cup again. "Something. Like what?" Marcus swallowed. "I don't know exactly, but I saw a man messing with the pot a few minutes ago. He wasn't an employee. When he saw me watching, he left fast. Security immediately rushed toward the coffee station. But Adrian didn't move. He studied Marcus closely. The janitor's uniform was faded, his name patch slightly crooked. His hands trembled. But his eyes held a kind of desperate sincerity that was hard to fake. "You're certain?" Adrian asked. Marcus shook his head. "No, sir. Not certain, but something didn't feel right." For a long moment, the CEO said nothing. Then he set the coffee cup on the reception desk. "Take it away," Adrian said to security. A few employees sighed in relief. Marcus stepped back, embarrassed now that the adrenaline had faded. "I'm sorry if I overreacted," he muttered. "I just didn't want anyone getting hurt." Adrian looked at him again. "What's your name?" Marcus Hill." The CEO nodded slowly. "Well, Marcus Hill, thank you." Marcus blinked. That wasn't the reaction he expected. Security sealed off the coffee area, collecting the pot and cups for testing. Meanwhile, employees whispered among themselves as the CEO headed toward the elevators. But just before the doors closed, Adrian turned back. "Marcus," he said. "Yes, sir?" "Come to my office in an hour." The lobby went dead quiet again. The elevator doors slid shut. Marcus stood there wondering if he had just lost his job. An hour later, Marcus knocked nervously on the door of the CEO's office. The view from the 40th floor stretched across Manhattan like a living painting. Adrian Whitmore stood by the window. "Come in." Marcus stepped inside carefully, holding his cap in his hands. "Sir, if this is about earlier, I didn't mean—" "It's not about you being in trouble," Adrian interrupted. Marcus blinked. Adrian gestured to a chair. "Sit." Marcus sat stiffly. The CEO leaned against his desk. "You saved me from drinking that coffee," Adrian said. "And maybe more than that." Marcus frowned. "What do you mean?" Adrian slid a document across the desk. "Lab results." Marcus looked down. Traces of a powerful sedative had been found in the coffee pot. His stomach dropped. "You were right," Adrian said quietly. Marcus felt cold. I didn't even know for sure. But you spoke up anyway." Marcus shrugged awkwardly. "Anyone would have." Adrian shook his head. "No, most people stay quiet. Especially when the person holding the cup is their boss." Marcus didn't know what to say. For a moment, the office was silent. Then Adrian spoke again. "But here's the strange part." Marcus looked up. "The coffee pot wasn't meant for the whole office," Adrian said. "Just for me." Marcus frowned. "How do you know?" Adrian walked to the window again. "Because I'm the only one who drinks from that pot. It's brewed separately every morning." A heavy realization settled over the room. Someone had tried to drug the CEO. Marcus leaned forward. Sir, are you in danger? Adrian didn't answer immediately. Instead, he picked up a tablet and tapped the screen. Security footage appeared. It showed the lobby earlier that morning. A man in a maintenance uniform approached the coffee station. He looked around carefully before pouring something from a small vial into the pot. Marcus felt his chest tighten. I remember him, Marcus said. He saw me watching. Adrian zoomed in on the footage. Look closer. Marcus did, and his heart nearly stopped. The man wasn't just a random intruder. He was someone Marcus had seen before. Someone who worked in the building, a senior operations manager. Adrian noticed Marcus's reaction. You recognize him? Marcus nodded slowly. That's Daniel. Daniel Cross. Adrian's jaw tightened. Daniel Cross had worked at Whitmore Technologies for 8 years. He was trusted, respected, and apparently plotting something far darker. Marcus shifted uncomfortably. Sir, why would he do this? Adrian's voice was quiet. Because later today the board votes on a major merger. Marcus felt a chill. If I had been unconscious, or worse, the vote would have been delayed, and Daniel could have taken control. Marcus finished. Adrian nodded. Silence filled the office. Marcus stared at the floor. I just wanted to stop you from drinking bad coffee, he said softly. Adrian studied him. What made you speak up? Marcus hesitated. Then he answered honestly. My daughter. Adrian raised an eyebrow. Marcus smiled faintly. She always says if something feels wrong, you have to say something. Even if it's scary, the CEO chuckled quietly. Smart kid. She is. Adrian leaned back in his chair. What's her name? Lily. Marcus pulled out his phone and showed a photo. A gap-toothed little girl with messy curls and a bright smile. Adrian looked at the picture longer than Marcus expected. Then he set the phone down gently. Marcus, do you know how many people work in this building? Thousands. And yet today, the person who protected this company wasn't an executive or a lawyer. He pointed at Marcus. It was the janitor. Marcus felt his face warm. I was just doing the right thing. Adrian smiled slightly. That's exactly why it matters. At that moment, security knocked on the door. We've detained Daniel Cross, the guard said. Adrian nodded. Good. Marcus stood. Well, I should probably get back to work. But Adrian stopped him. Actually, I have a different idea. Marcus froze. The CEO walked around the desk. People like Daniel Cross think power belongs to titles. He extended his hand. But real leadership belongs to people who care about others. Marcus shook his hand, confused. Adrian smiled. Starting next week, you won't be pushing a mop. Marcus blinked. What? I'm creating a new position, Adrian said. Director of Workplace Integrity. Marcus stared at him like he'd misheard. Sir, I'm a janitor. You're also the man who saved this company because he trusted his instincts and cared about someone else's safety. Marcus felt his throat tighten. I don't have a business degree. Adrian shrugged. You have something more valuable. What's that? Character. Marcus sat there speechless. Then he thought about Lily, her tiny voice every night reminding him to do what's right. His eyes filled with tears. I just wanted to make sure no one got hurt, he said quietly. Adrian nodded. And because of that, a dangerous secret was exposed. Outside the office window, the city moved like a living river of people chasing success. But inside that room, two men understood something far more important. Sometimes the quietest voices are the ones brave enough to change everything. And sometimes the hero of the story is the man holding the mop,